All right, good morning, everybody. It's cold out this morning. Day 17, I believe it's April the 11th, Friday. Yeah, so it's my campsite I was at last night. Let me turn this camera around. All right, so it's pretty cool. There's these rock walls that go all the way around this whole area. I don't know what, must have been something at one point, obviously. Rock wall goes all the way down around there. And this is all creek all the way around here. So real close water source. Made my tent spot right there, and it poured last night. I mean, it was intense lightning. And you know, these ultralight tents, they're so thin you can basically see through them. So every like flash of lightning was like you know, the whole tent, everything lights up. It was pretty crazy. I don't have any service here, so I had to use my Garmin InReach to text Terry and ask her, you know, if she could send me a weather report, because I didn't know what was happening. I wasn't sure if there was tornadoes coming through or what, because man, that wind picked up and it just poured rain. It was, I was a little bit nervous for a second, but yeah, so today the goal is to do about 25 miles. I'm going to try to sleep behind a church tonight. Hopefully I'll be allowed to, because if not, there's no place to go from there. I might have to get a shuttle into some town that's about 15 miles away. I don't know what I'm going to do. That's really my only choice. I either have to stop at like 13 or 14 miles, or go the 25, or go 30. I don't want to go 30. So there have been some comments in Far Out about sleeping behind that church. So that's what I'm going to try to do. But all right, so I just got done eating my breakfast. Got to pack up all my stuff. This rock wall did come in handy. Keep all my stuff up off the ground and somewhat dry. Anyway, I'm gonna get on it. It's about 7:30, and got a long day ahead, heading south. All right, just getting back to last night. That storm, it was not a good night. I didn't sleep well, but so my rain fly on my tent, I think I mentioned this before, it's starting to, like, the seam tape is starting to delaminate, and I get these little drips everywhere. And so I looked like Sanford and Son last night with my tent. I had my rain jacket draped across the top. Over one seam, I had a dry bag that I keep my tent shell in. I had that draped across another seam, and then every time the wind would blow, which was a lot, they would kind of blow off. And so half the night I was holding, you know, I was sitting up. I had one arm out of each vestibule holding all these things on the top of my tent. It was miserable for a little while. But then once the thunderstorms passed, the wind died, and it was just rain. So my rain jacket and the dry bags, they didn't blow off. And I did stay dry. Nothing in my tent got wet at all, but I had to work for that. I'm not sure if the tent is ruined because it's old or what, or if I can fix that. I'm gonna try to fix it, because I love that tent. I don't know. And another thing, while I'm venting, the Garmin InReach Mini, the weather forecasts on that thing are not good. So, you know, it says, 50% chance of thunderstorms. And that's all it says. And when that thunderstorm came through, it was intense. And so I had to send, you know, a message to Terry saying, hey, can you send me a forecast? And she sent me, you know, you're under a severe thunderstorm watch until midnight. And so why can't the Garmin say that? You know, or tornado watch or something. When I was in those tornadoes with Spectre, all it said was 90% chance of thunderstorms and didn't say anything about tornadoes. I mean, a little bit of extra information would go a long way when you're out here with no service and then a huge storm rolls through. Anyway, Garmin, if you're listening, do something about that. Nice morning view through the trees, the fog and the clouds. It's awesome. Here's a better shot. I love that. I love the way that looks. That's so cool. All right. Almost to the top of this first climb. Let's go. All right. Power line views. They're always good. Not so much that way. That way, pretty good. Continue on. Across another major highway. Not sure what highway that is. Going this way somewhere. I guess up this road. So, Pinhoti Trail, I mean, officially has like 65 or 70 road miles on it. It's only 350 miles total, so that's a lot of road miles. But they don't take into account like all these gravel roads, mountain roads. There's a lot of roads in Georgia. I mean, it's almost been all roads, it seems like, just gravel roads. And I think I've maybe spent 50 miles in the woods in Georgia or something like that. So yeah, a lot of roads. Storm clouds coming in. Got sprinkled on a little bit, but not too bad. Here it comes again. My rain jacket's still soaked from this morning. I just crumpled it up and stuck it in the backpack, or back pocket of my pack. I was hoping when I could get to lunch, I'd dry everything out, but it's gonna be raining. Wah wah. Apparently, there's a tower up there. One of these power lines fell through a storm or something. Pretty unsafe. I'm trying not to kill myself here. Wonder if they know about this. How long it's been like this. I don't know. But there's your power line view right there. It's nice. I wonder if I should touch it and see if it's live. Yeah, right. All right. Oh, shoot. Look at that. Step over it. Knowing me, I'd trip over it and that'd be it. All right, so I'm sitting here by the crapper at High Point trailhead. Got all my stuff drying out. It rained when I got here, but then it let up. Having some lunch. I'm eating pretty much everything I have in my bag because tomorrow I'm gonna hit a gas station at about 9 miles. And then from there, when I get to the end of my day tomorrow, I'm getting a ride into town to resupply. So no sense in having any food to carry. So I'm just gonna eat everything today for dinner and lunch. I'll leave a breakfast for tomorrow, but everything else in my belly. So I've gone about 19 miles so far. Got about 6 to go. I think most of it's road walk, so used to it by now. All right, anyway, get on it. Part of the trail is super confusing. They're doing all these logging things and tearing up all the trail, and it's really hard to follow where everything is. Look how deep these ruts are. Jeez. So it looks like it over there. I've been lost like 3 or 4 times already. These logging trucks just rip up the trail. Let me try to get over there. Gonna get hit with that thunderstorm's coming right at me. Dang it. Just got all my stuff dried out. I think this is where I'm staying tonight. Not the cemetery, hopefully, but the New Hope South Baptist Church. I heard you can camp behind here, and I hope that is in fact the case, because I don't know where I would go if I can't camp here. I guess we'll find out. I see a door open and a light on. Let's see who's home. All right, good evening, everybody. Well, the end of this day was weird. Well, I ended up doing 24 miles exactly. The church was a little bit closer than I thought it was going to be. The church wasn't actually on the far out line, so just kind of guesstimating where it was. So anyway, I was a mile off. But anyway, I got to the church. I met the caretaker, Sheila. She was really nice. And she opened up the fellowship hall and let me in the kitchen so I could make my dinner, and told me I could camp out back and everything was going to be fine, no worries. So I make my dinner. Next thing you know, car pulls up, and I guess it's the assistant deacon. Not sure. Pretty sure it was, but I don't know. There's a whole bunch of weird stuff going on. But anyway, long story short, he tells me I can't camp there. And I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do? He's like, well, you can go back and camp at the High Point trailhead. I'm like, well, that's 5 miles from where I just came from. He's like, well, I don't know what to tell you. And I'm like, great. So then I get on the phone and I call. Somehow I had like 1 bar of service, and it's real sketchy. And I'm in and out talking to this trail angel who's supposed to pick me up tomorrow night. And I call her and I said, can you come get me? And she's like, yeah, no problem. Right after I hang up the phone with her, this deacon, assistant deacon, tells me that his niece lives a mile up the street and I can sleep in her backyard. So this is where I am. I'm tenting in her backyard. She's the nicest person. And so I'm in her yard. So I'm a mile north of where I ended. So I got to backtrack a mile in the morning. So instead of having a 22-mile walk, I got a 23-mile walk tomorrow. Anyway, I'm beat. I need to get some sleep. I'm a little aggravated, but not really. Everything works out. I'm in a nice place, nice soft lawn. And yeah. Anyway, sorry for rambling. I'll see y'all in the morning. Good night.